YouTube, chicks. Get ready. You know what to do, chicks.
I find him. You know, I like Chick Smooth. Chick Smooth is somebody I really enjoy listening to on YouTube because Chick just got an intellectual curiosity about things.
Hey man, when battle rapping goes too far between two artists, who do we blame? The fans, the stans, or the artists themselves? Now last week we saw Jay-Z come out and make a statement that has everybody going crazy about it. Jay said, yo, after the Drake and Kendrick battle, I'm not so sure if we need to keep battle rapping anymore. Mainly because the stans on both sides took it way too far.
And I love the sparring and the music you get. But in this day and age, it's so much negative stuff that comes with it that you almost wish it didn't happen. People that like Kendrick hate Drake. I don't know if I love that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's helpful to our growth. It's too far. It's like bringing people kids in it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't like that. You know, maybe I've grown in a space that is probably, you know, I sound like the old guy wagging the thing. I think we can achieve the same thing as far as like sparring with music, with collaborations more so. It could stand it before because there was no social media. You know, you had the battle and it was fun and then you moved on. Yeah. It was like trying to tear down the people's life, wreck this guy's marriage or this guy's relationship with his child. And it's like, I don't know if it's worth it at this point. I love the idea that we got so much music in such a short period of time.
Great music.
I don't know if battling needs to be part of the culture anymore.
Now, a lot of people actually came out and spoke out against the statements from Jay-Z. This was actually one of the first times in recent memory, or probably ever, that I've seen a lot of Jay-Z fans come out and disagree with him. And that right there let me know that Jay-Z was on some bullshit. Now, like I told you guys in the last videos, you cannot control the stance on either side. They're always going to be there. A lot of these fans look up to these artists, so of course they're going to embody the personality of the artist. And quite frankly, a lot of these stans are very parasocial. These guys think they're best friends with the artists they fuck with. And we see this kind of stan behavior between artist fans every single day on social media. Nicki Minaj fans and Cardi B fans have been engaging in war for damn near 10 years now. The way some of these fans are able to dig up dirt, old pictures, old documents about the other artists, some of these guys should actually be working for the CIA. There's already fire between the two fan bases, and that fire gets enraged every single time Nicki and Cardi B go at each other on social media. And that same logic still applies, especially towards this Drake and Kendrick battle. Even though we're now 2 years removed from the battle in 2024, because we see Drake still taking shots at Kendrick, TDE, and anybody else that went against him, we're still seeing crazy stan behavior to this day. Now, this week on Charlamagne and Schultz's podcast, The Brilliant Idiots, Charlamagne responded to Jay-Z's comments about battle rapping going too far, and he actually blamed Drake for it. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I think he's got a point. Here's what he said.
You know what Jay-Z said? He's like, it turned fans is like, oh, if you're a...
It's amazing to watch. Longevity is great.
Amen.
When you have been long,
it's hard.
Respect consistency and longevity.
It's hard.
Man.
Do you feel, this might transition us, but do you feel because of the battle between Jake and Kendrick,
who is Jake?
I'm sorry, Drake and Kendrick, that it's going to mess up their longevity?
No,
Why?
not Kendrick.
Why would it mess?
Well, I mean, like,
not Drake either, man.
No, but you know what Jay-Z said? He's like, it turned fans is like, oh, if you're a fan of one, now you have to hate the other.
I don't even believe that's real. And you know that I didn't agree with Jay's take. I respected the take, and I understand where the take is coming from. Mm-hmm. But that's also a 56-year-old man's perspective. Can you pull that up? Pull that up.
You're just talking about Kendrick?
Yeah, pull that up so it's fresh in my mind. Have you seen this take yet, Andrew?
And I know the internet's not real, but it did seem like online, it's like, hey, you got to pick a side.
So that's life. Why do we act like that's not life?
That's what I said.
I think I'm just looking at my kids' generation. So people, you know, in their late teens, early 20s now, Drake's undoubtedly the biggest artist of their generation.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's going to happen in any way is going to ultimately change how they think.
It's a 1A, 1B, guys. Like, stop. Kendrick is pretty big, bro. Kendrick got a Pulitzer Prize. Y'all got to stop.
Yo, my kids' lunchroom, they would all start singing God's Plan together or whatever. You know, like, it was that.
It's a Catholic
But
school.
exactly.
What Catholic school?
Kids
New York City public school. New York City public school. It's no fucking Catholic school.
Why wouldn't a bunch of Jewish kids sing God's?
Now
What
it's
are
a
we
Jewish
talking
Catholic
about?
school. So yarmulkes and plaid skirts. I want to go to this school. I gotta check it out.
Well,
But just
maybe
because kids are
maybe LA is like that for Kendrick.
The world is like that for Kendrick.
Yeah.
Why do y'all act? Listen, there was a time where Kendrick Lamar had the highest grossing tour of a solo rapper ever. And that was the Mr. Morale and the Big Stepper tour.
Right.
And I think this new tour that he just went on with SZA, even though it was
they
him and SZA,
broke the record.
that broke the record. But before that, it was just him.
Right.
Why do we act like Kendrick?
Just because
ain't
y'all
them
don't listen to
guys?
Kendrick doesn't mean that he's not popping.
He got a Pulitzer Prize, Chris. Then records.
Yeah.
You know, Tupac, God bless the dead, definitely went to hell on Biggie. He starts the song off saying, "That's why I fucked you, you fat motherfucker."
Yeah.
That was his ex, his wife, his mother, his
But there
children.
wasn't the same reaction channel. There wasn't the same like reaction channel and like clipping economy that adds so much, gas to the flame.
But time out. You're right, but the Kendrick Drake battle is very unique. Kendrick and Drake battle would have probably been over a long time ago if somebody knew how to take an L. If Aubrey Graham just simply knew how to take an L and didn't do things like sue the record label.
No, I think the
yes.
damage was done before that.
No, he made it worse.
Yeah.
He sued. I sat here on this podcast, told y'all he was going to sue in jest, sarcasm, sort of, kind of. When I'm right, it's not sarcasm. But so in jest, right? And he actually did. That is what made it worse. All of the things that have been happening after the fact, all of the Drake fan pages who still can't get over the fact that he just lost the rap battle. So they're constantly digging up stuff, constantly trying to find stuff, constantly trying to, rewrite history just because your guy lost a rap battle. Drake kept this going in a way that we've never seen before. None of us, we've never seen somebody sue after losing a rap battle.
Right.
That's what makes this seem nastier than what it is. Like, we've seen people get called wild things in rap battles before. Like we've seen people say, "I fucked your baby mom," and this person fucked your wife, and all. We've seen all of that before.
Right.
We've never seen nobody sue.
That's true.
Drake made it worse. Drake and Kendrick battle is not only the greatest rap battle of all time, it's the most unique rap battle of all time. We never saw anything like this. We never saw somebody like Kendrick. We said, who said it earlier? To the victor go to spoils. You said that, Chris? We've never seen anybody get a victory lap like Kendrick. Grammy Awards for a diss record. Super Bowl halftime show because he had such a monster year. Followed up his diss record with an album, GNX, that was critically acclaimed and commercially successful. Go on tour around the world with the biggest R&B artists and fucking perform these records everywhere. Kendrick spiked the football a million different times. We never saw anything like this, guys. Like that, like Jay can't even compare this battle to anything. There's no comparison for this. And I know we're talking about the tech, and that's the other thing. He didn't acknowledge the artist in this, other than to say, "Yo, you might like this song, you might like that song." Both of these guys went to hell on each other. You got one guy calling one dude a woman beater and saying that his wife is one of the kids is his best friend, and you got Kendrick saying he's a pedophile. Like it was nasty, like rap battles are. But it was everything that happened after the battle that made this the most unique rap battle ever. So you can't say you don't want to see battles anymore just because of this situation, because this is never going to happen again. This is never going to happen again. Even when think about it.
Of course, something like this will happen again. Come on.
I don't
Not as
know.
big,
And I'll tell you,
like-
because of the players.
This is an improvement in some ways.
Yeah.
Verb people use when somebody gets washed in the street. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the same thing with Kendrick and motherfucking Drake. I'm sure Drake has been places and heard say, "Oh, we ho," like I'm sure he's gotten that so many times. Like I'm sure that shit sticks, just like Twitter fingers stuck to Meek.
Yeah.
So in great rap battles, there's going to be things that stick, but the artists have to learn to move on. If the artists move on, so will the fans. The only reason people haven't moved on in this situation is because of Drake. I'm telling you. if Drake hadn't have sued and made this an issue and all of that other shit, it'd have been gone.
Really?
If Drake wasn't sitting around, talking to his influencer friends and, telling them things, and they get on podcasts and on their screams and talk about it, like nothing, it would have been gone already.
But that's the thing. That's what the internet does.
Yeah.
There's a place for it.
And
And the
at the
battle
end
is
of the artists.
But the battle is won on the internet, kind of between the stan communities, not really between the artists.
What if the artist would already went out? What if Drake would have changed the temperature already? He put out the Party Next Door album, right? What if he did? What if Iceman might change the temperature unless he's still rapping about this shit? We heard snippets from the motherfucker, and he's still throwing shot. Like, let the shit go. If you move on, so will the audience.
Now, the only parts that I do have to disagree with Charlamagne on is that this is not going to be the last time we see something like this. This has been happening since the social media age, and as a matter of fact, it's now only going to get worse. The next time we see two artists with big fan bases go at each other, it's going to be just like this post-battle or even worse. But Charlamagne does have a point. If Drake moves on from this battle, all his fans and stans move on. And he only has to do two things. Stop talking to media personalities about anything that has to do with Kendrick or TDE, and get back to the kind of music that you were making before the battle in 2024. Once you stop talking about it, Drake, everybody's gonna stop talking about it. Now, this is all assuming Drake wants to move on from the battle. For all we know, Drake still wants revenge for 2024, which is why I told you guys in the last video, Iceman is going to be a very career-defining moment for Drake. This album is going to let us know exactly what Drake is feeling, what direction he wants to go in terms of moving forward from this battle, and quite frankly, if he still wants the so-called round 2 smoke with Kendrick. Me personally, I just want to see Drake get back to the melodies and get back to rapping like you actually enjoyed rapping. The fans can tell when you're having fun making music, and the fans can also tell when you're still salty about losing the battle. Listen, man, you guys get in the comments below. What do you guys make of Charlamagne telling Drake to essentially move on and stop taking shots at Kendrick and his camp, so that way his stans can also move on as well? Like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys later, man.